Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to take a look at the global first physical Goku Black. I was able to summon and get 2 copies, so we do have a 69% showcase here. I did use my link orbs to just very quickly get him to max links, which is good because he is a big bad bosses unit. So in this video, let's go ahead, we're going to take a look at his kit. And then we're going to go ahead and see how good this guy actually is, right? So his categories are Super Bosses and Corroded Body and Mind, 170, and then another 30% for Realm of Gods and Accelerated Battle. I would say right now his leader skill isn't the greatest. It'll be better like when Broly comes out, because that'll be another really powerful super boss. But the problem is I think you'd probably rather run Broly as the lead, right? Right now, the way I see myself using this guy is actually on a Tech Zamasu team. And I am going to use a Tech Zamasu team in this video because there is a very important character that I can run on Tech Zamasu's team that I think really helps out physical Goku Black. We'll talk about that. So super attack effect raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage. And then his passive, which is pretty long. He has key 2 attack and defense 200. He does guard all attacks for 1 turn and reduces damage by 6% per super boss's category on the team up to 30%. So you just have to have a minimum of 5. So you do have 2 slots that don't have to be super bosses and you're still okay. And then he gets an additional damage reduction of 30% before attacking. So before attacking, I mean, he's guarding with 60% damage reduction, which is pretty good. He launches an additional attack per rainbow key sphere obtained, but those will be normals. And then he launches an additional, has a high chance of becoming a super. He just always has that. And then he launches an additional super attack once you've attacked 5 times in battle that turn. Or no, every time he's attacked 5 times in battle. So that could stack from a previous turn. And then an additional attack and defense 30% within the same turn with each attack performed. And then super bosses category allies get 2 key after he receives an attack. And then he has a great chance to nullify Ki Blast supers. So the way this guy works, right, is essentially he's a build-up unit, but he needs to build up in 1 turn because all of that, every attack he's doing, and normals count towards this, he's getting multiplicative 30% attack and defense. When I saw this guy on paper, it sounded pretty impressive to me, but as I've seen some of his numbers, I've been kind of less impressed. But we'll look at him like using him in this video, and you guys can use your own judgment. We'll kind of see how he handles the fight that we do here, right? But the idea is he needs rainbow orbs. The big problem with him is he doesn't orb change in this form, and on super bosses and like his leader skill, there aren't any good relevant orb changers. Now, the way we solve that is we run Zamasu as the leader, who has as a sub leader skill 150% to extreme class, which means we can run Int Chilai, who is a godly support unit that orb changes and can see super attacks, and she doesn't really care that she's not a 200% because she's a dodge or die character anyways. So I think Chilai is kind of, I think, the best character you can run on a team with Goku Black right now. That is actually a team that like makes sense that he can fit on, right? So then he has the ability to do a domain. So this activates when all allies attacking in the same turn are super bosses, starting from the 4th turn or starting from the 6th turn. So the one thing with my build is if we get to the 4th turn and it happens to be when Chilai comes around on rotation, she is not a super boss, so he would not be able to domain there. But if the 4th turn is a turn where Chilai isn't around, then we could do it. Otherwise, worst case scenario, you just have to wait a couple more turns to get it off. Not the worst, right? I think the big flaw with domain that is brought up commonly in the community is that only one character can have a domain at a time. And it's getting to the point where there are a lot of top tier characters with domains and they're kind of fighting like who's going to use the domain. And the thing that stinks is a character like Goku Black actually has kind of like a transformation tied to it. I think Broly has a transformation tied to it. So it's like you're actually giving up a transformation on a character. It's not just you're getting like this domain passive effect, but you're actually losing out on transformations because you got all these characters competing for the domain slot. And Goku Black is probably going to be one of your lower priority domains to use, because even on this team build, I think I'd rather use Tech Zamasu's over his, to be honest. Obviously for the showcase, we're going to use it because in his domain, I think he actually does look a lot better in some ways. But once again, how often are you going to want to use it and how often are you going to see it? So let's take a look at his clone form here. So in this form, he does greatly stack attack and he raises defense for 1 turn. does immense damage, and greatly lowers defense. I think his attack can get pretty crazy in this mode, especially if you're getting lucky and hitting a lot of supers, because he does have that attack stack on super attack effect, in addition to very similar buildup. So like his kit here is essentially the same with some minor tweaks and just higher stats, right? So he's just key 2 in attack and defense 222. He does have attack effectives against all types, which is very good for a unit that's doing a lot of normals. That's essentially similar to like a crit, just a little bit less damage than like what a crit would do. He does reduce damage by 66% before attacking. The problem with him is he doesn't retain any of it after attacking. So that's the one thing I wish they would have fixed in this mode, is that he would have still kept 33% of that after attacking. I don't know why they took that away from him because this guy will definitely get to higher defense levels, but without the 30% damage reduction, he may actually take more damage than the pre-transformed state, right? Now, here's the part that really helps, though. He does Rainbow Orb Change, which is fantastic because he needs it. He launches an additional, has a rare chance of becoming a super attack for each Rainbow Orb obtained. So now, instead of getting guaranteed normals, he at least has a chance for like all of those Rainbow Orb additionals to be supers, which is really nice. And then he launches an additional, has a great chance of being a super. He gets a guaranteed additional every time he attacks 5 times. That's the same. And then he gets an additional attack and defense 33% instead of 30% with each attack. So everything is just kind of scaled up a little bit. But for some odd reason, they take away his 30% damage reduction after attacking. That part is mind-boggling to me, because in that way he's almost a little bit worse. But like the Rainbow Orb changing combined with all of that, I think makes up for it. I definitely would still like transform into this guy if I'm not running another domain, for sure. Like he's still like, you definitely want to do it. So you can see here, even at 69%, I was still able to get him to a very respectable 17 additional and 10 crit. I do think this is a character you want to go high crit on, because he's going to be doing a lot of additional normals, and the damage will actually add up on crits. So here we are, turn 1. Well, his turn 1. This is turn 2 of the fight. 263k defense, but on this turn, he is guarding, and he has 60% damage reduction. Now, even if we weren't going against an int enemy, he would be guarding, because his first turn he does guard. So let's go ahead and grab, we want as many Rainbow Orbs. So there we go. We got lucky and got 3 Rainbow Orbs. So we're definitely going to grab that. Tech Zamasu, we'll just hit those. Physical Zamasu, where is his key? My goodness. All right, Physical Zamasu will just get nothing. That's fine. All right, so we have 3. So we're going to do our first super, and then we're going to get 3 guaranteed normals, and then we're going to get probably 2 other from additionals from his passive, and then 1 more from hidden potential if it hits. So there we are. What was that, like 3.5 mil? So this is what I don't like. He's like super weak initially, and then he has to build up throughout the turn. Now 4.5, we'll definitely take that. So the rainbow normals must be coming at a different spot, because that is probably supposed to be normals. But here comes the normal. Okay, here comes another normal. We should get 3 normals in here. And that should trigger the 5th attack, which should be a guaranteed additional super, plus whatever we get from hidden potential, right? Okay, and then we should have a guaranteed super coming in. There we are, 9 mil now. So that's a lot more respectable after doing all of the attacks. Okay. And then we got another one at 10. So his first turn is actually a pretty solid turn. I would say if this guy had a way to consistently get 3 rainbow orbs, I would say like he's going to have turns like this a lot, which was pretty solid, right? Now here's the thing. You can say, okay, he built up, he got up to like 10 mil there, right? Which is solid, but modern Dokkanfest units, and we should compare him to Anniversary because he's coming out after Anniversary, right? I mean, units are spitting out 15 to 20 mil turn 1. Easy A Kefla can spit out 20 mil in like triple super. Like this guy built up to 10. In total, he got like 20, like maybe 24 million in attack stat there, which is fine. And the normals do damage, so that has to count for something. But I feel like they were a little bit scared of him offensively. And I actually really think they could have been a little bit more aggressive with his offensive stats. I really do. I don't see why he couldn't have started at 9 mil and then built up to 20 plus mil. Like, I don't see why not. Now, I think defensively, his 200 or whatever K doesn't seem that good. But all of those 30% stacks, plus his super attack stack, and every time he supered, I mean, he was probably well over a mil defense. I feel like this is a very difficult unit to defense calc on. But I'm pretty sure he was well over a million defense there with 30% damage reduction. So I think, you know, as long as you can get, I would say, at least 3 orbs, he's looking really good on the rainbow orbs. All right, now here's a turn with Chilai, right? So we got the rainbow orb change. There we can get 3 orbs. And once again, I would say that's about what to expect if you have an orb changer to get 3. So sure, we're going to put Goku Black in slot 1, and we're going to test him here. We're getting bookended with supers, by the way. So Chilai's dodge or die definitely needs to kick in. Now, my Chilai, you know, she has built-in 70% chance to dodge, and I gave her 30 dodge. So she better dodge. But we're going to see here, Goku Black. This is 255k defense, but he is not guarding. And he has 60% damage reduction. He is going to eat a super. And this is Red Zone Cell, which is, I would say, very much a mid-level fight, right? Let's just grab those, I guess. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Sheila, I think, can, like, seal and stun him, though. All right, what are we going to take from this? Okay, he just absorbed it, or he nullified it, which is good. We want to see that because he has a chance to do that. But yeah, here we are. We're starting all over again, right? 3.3 million. I wish he had more of a permanent buildup. I hate restarting at these weak attack stats every turn. So there's 1 normal. Here's 2 normals. Here's 3 normals. And then everything after, this is where the good damage can come in. So let's see what we got here. A 4th normal. And a 5th. And then a super, but still ended at only 8.7. Right? So that was, I don't know. Like 8.7. I mean, okay, but then we got a 10. So there, 18 mil. Plus the first one was like another, what, 4 mil? So, I mean, 22 mil with all the normals. I mean, so I guess here's one way I have to think about it, right? If Goku Black was just a normal unit, didn't have built-in additionals, and just spit out a 22 mil attack stat there, I would be impressed. So I guess that's the way I have to think about it. And I think the negativity towards Goku Black isn't that he's not good. And it isn't that he can't put up a lot of damage. Chilai. Okay, I was going to say, you better dodge. I think it's just that there's so much RNG, because so far we've only seen good turns from him because we've gotten the rainbow orbs. The first turn we just got incredibly lucky, and we did actually have a rainbow orb changer on the next turn, but that's not always going to happen. Eventually you are going to see really bad turns for him, right? I need to get like I want to get some stacking on AGL Zamasu, so I'm just going to put him slot 1 so we can get some defense stacks going. We'll do that, and then physical Zamasu, just chilling there to be a little bit of a support. All right, 8.5 for this guy. Because at least this guy, like, he builds up, but he's permanent stacking defense with, you know, some damage reduction. Like, this guy's nasty. AGL Zamasu's so good. I like it. I will say this. Goku Black is definitely good enough to, like, be on this team. Like, he is a positive contributing part of the team. It's just when you... Yeah, look at this guy just spitting out 20 mil. It's just... I have to be really hard on him and compare very harshly because he is a global first unit that is being released after Anniversary. And I do not feel like this unit fits the power level of what we are seeing on Anniversary. And now, not that I'm expecting him to be Carnival or Dokkanfest LR level, but he should be the level of a Dokkanfest unit that is releasing at that time. And I don't think he fits that. And I think if we look on JP, or it might be like the first Sync Dokkanfest, but let's look at the first Dokkanfest after Anniversary that is not Goku Black, and I guarantee they're going to be looking a lot better. All right, so we do have Domain, so we want to get that. Now, here's the thing. If I go Domain here, let's go Domain. This Cell will guaranteed super in slot 1, so I do want to test him defensively. Let's see how well we link with Zamasu here, and then there's the big orb changing. So 4 links. We could link with, does he not? No, he should, yeah, he should link with, yeah, there he goes, link with Goku Black. But I think I'm going to leave him linked with Zamasu, I think. Yeah, we'll leave him linked with Zamasu here. His defense now is 300k with 66% damage reduction. So we're going to see how Cell handles it. And look at this. We got, this is going to be an absolutely magical turn. Here's the thing. We actually have a Path of 5 Rainbow Orbs. The reason why it's so hard to get Rainbow Orbs is this game prioritizes the most key. So because there are physical orbs to grab, it's going to take the path to grab those instead of the rainbow. What they needed to give this Goku Black, they needed to give him extra ki per rainbow ki sphere obtained, even though it's unnecessary for him to, like, he doesn't need the ki, but he needs that mechanic so that the game will prioritize the rainbow orbs. Because if he got more ki for a rainbow orb than a physical orb, then it would have taken that path to 5 orbs. That's why it's so unrealistic to expect 5, because even when it's open like this, it's not, the game won't choose that path, right? So I think realistically 4 is the most you're ever going to get out of this guy. This turn's going to be insane, because remember, these 4 orb attacks, they actually do have a chance to be supers. I would not be surprised if physical Goku Black just solos this. Let's see what happens. I want to see the tank here first. Show me the tank. Yeah, 74k is decent, but like the new bosses hit so much harder than that cell. Like that's still not the craziest, but good for this, you know, whatever. So here we go. Yeah, so that's a super, and I think this is one of the rare chances, because the orb attacks I believe should come right after, right? All right, so we got that. Here's a normal. Here's a normal. We're gonna expect, but there should be. All right, there's another super at 10 mil. Like this should be a crazy turn. 10 mil. He's got at least one more guaranteed super coming. Oh, dude, we're not even gonna see it all. He's gonna crit his way through and kill. Yeah, here we go. 14 mil, 15 mil here. I mean, he does do a lot of damage over the turn. I mean, you get the orbs, right? He probably saw another attack coming there. I don't know. Like, I keep going back and forth on this Goku Black, right? Like, I was really high on him when I read him. I almost, like, made tweets saying people were being too hard on him. But then I did kind of, like, sour on him a little bit after watching showcases. All right, what are we going to do here? I kind of like, let's go crazy with AGL Zamasu. Let's just transform. And actually, we've got a lot of rainbow orbs out here from Chilai. So we can try to be strategic and leave a lot of this up, right? Like, just stay to the side here. And then we can almost guarantee, like, 3 orbs. Ooh, yeah. Oh, we got a nice path of 4 there. I mean, I don't know that we one-turn this cell. I mean, maybe, dude, this guy's a demon. When he's transforming, I mean, look at that, 18 million. He's got type advantage. He's going to do a lot of damage to this cell. I think so. Wow, geez, 4. Never mind. Cell's out of here because he did 4 health bars on 1 hit, an additional at 20. So yeah, this is the part where I sour on Goku Black. Like, look, AGL Zamasu, a TUR EZA just did 60 million damage, like, very effortlessly here, and did not have to do 50 million normals in front of it to do it. This right here is why I think people are sour on Goku Black. Look at all the hoops I have to jump through to get good stuff out of him. Now, granted, we didn't even end up with a bad turn. Like, you can get really nasty bad Goku Black turns. You only saw good Goku Black turns, and he didn't even touch this level of damage. And by the way, this Zamasu had a pretty nice defense stat and damage reduction. Like, I don't know, man. It almost feels like this physical Goku Black, I think if he had released that worldwide, like, he fits that meta, like, pretty well. Like, he feels like a unit that was designed for the worldwide. They decided to say, nah, we'll hold on to that because obviously they only do LRs. And they're like, we'll just make him a global first in the spring. And I feel like he does really fit in well with this team, and it is a good team. He's not a bad unit, but he's not the level he should be for his release time, right? And what he is supposed to be doing to global to, like, give that hype. And I'm going to be honest, I think that the Universe 6 EZAs, I've been way more hyped for those. And we got some videos on those coming, so feel free to or look forward to those coming up, right? Let me know what you guys think of this Goku Black. Do you think people are over-hating on him? Do you think he's overrated, underrated? What are your thoughts? I'm kind of lukewarm on him, right? Like, I think he's good. Like, he's definitely good. But he definitely needed to be better, I feel like. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.